you're feeling lonely today, come along and throw your cares away.
A Monday Night Raw very heavily focused on the Raw Tag Division with the Tag Team Turmoil match, but a Monday Night Raw that was still able to deliver on everything else. You know, I loved this week's show. This is things you might have missed. And before we get started, make sure you hit the like button. It really does help the videos. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Alexa Bliss wants the Raw Women's Championship. Okay, 2 weeks ago we was in the same position, but this week WWE bit the bullet and we got the confirmation. Charlotte Flair confirming the match will happen. She said okay. So Alexa Bliss appeared on the Titantron after Charlotte Flair's match, delivering a really great promo at one point saying to Charlotte Flair,
"Do you have any idea what it's like to be cooped up with a maniacal, out-of-control lunatic?"
Finishing it off with a line, "Of course you do. You're a Flair." I love that. That was such a good line to include. But Charlotte didn't want to know, so Alexa made her way to the ring with the lights going out. I love this. This was really cool. Of course, it's drawing a lot of comparisons to The Fiend. Of course it's going to. Alexa's character was very heavily tied with The Fiend. She literally was a partner of his for the longest time. She's not going to escape that. But as fans, we have to look at this now and say, okay, we could compare her to The Undertaker. He did the whole appear in the ring stuff too. She has made this gimmick hers, and in fairness, I think you could look at The Fiend and say it's a rip-off of The Undertaker if you wanted to. Just don't be critical. Her acting and everything she did tonight was perfect.
It's time for Tag Team Turmoil, baby!
Xavier Woods dropping a baby at the start of the show. Of course, Adam Cole actually had some nice words for Xavier Woods over on Twitter. And shortly before his AEW debut, Adam Cole, obviously a huge part of Up, Up, Down, Down. Makes sense why Xavier Woods want to pay tribute to him. Talking of tributes, tonight was the first time we actually got to see Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston in the NDR, obviously outside of tribute attire. The Tag Team Turmoil match obviously was what kicked off the show. And I got to give a shout to Eric from the Vikings. Look at the selling here from that DDT. So cool. But this really did herald the arrival, in my opinion, of Mace and T-Bar. Obviously they lost, but when they lost it. They literally laid out everyone. Just listen to this big boot, man. Giving them 4 whole minutes to eliminate New Day, Mansoor and Ali made sense because the crowd reacted, Twitter reacted. For the first time, I would say people really got behind them. They made the Tag Team Turmoil match have to continue later on. Again, putting an emphasis on tag team wrestling in WWE. But not only that, in loss, Mace and T-Bar 100% got their names exposed tonight and people talking about them. We're doing it literally right now. We've got a WWE title match. We've zoomed for Extreme Rules. Bobby Lashley, Randy Orton. But what made Lashley come to the ring tonight?
Quite simple. That Bobby Lashley is nothing more than a greedy son of a bitch.
Yowie, wowie. That was a bit risque for WWE, wasn't it? Obviously, Bobby Lashley went on with MVP to win Tag Team Turmoil. Obviously, Randy pissed him off. He wanted to get into that match to then get another match with Randy. It happened. But the end of this match was so cool. Look at this. Omos dropping Lashley again. Establishing Omos. I love this. You've just created a reason to do Omos versus Lashley. You want new superstars? WWE may have just delivered a big one. Reggie was in action on Raw this week as he defended the 24/7 title against Akira Tozawa. I love Reggie. Honestly, hashtag respect Reggie. I love it. Genuinely love it. But I just wish he'd get some wrestling gear. You know you're a champion. Get some gear. But the bigger news came at the end with the return of Rockstar Spud Drake Maverick. You didn't know his name was Rockstar Spud in the UK independent scene before he signed with WWE, okay? Anyway, he had a nice little conversation with R-Truth, but did you notice that he actually smiled at the end of the segment? Obviously, he's back on Raw. Maybe that's why. But is there something else happening here? Look at his presentation. He's wearing a suit. Why? Why is he wearing a suit? We know Drake Maverick is literally a legend of the 24/7 title division. We all remember the hotel scene, don't we? He literally got married as a 24/7 champion and lost the belt on his wedding day. But, of course, Drake Maverick could, in my opinion, this is just a random fantasy booking thing, could come in as maybe the manager of the 24/7 title division. That would be kind of cool.
And maybe it's time to unleash
Super brutality!
I have to go on record and say, do you know what? I was never a fan of Rhea and Nikki. I've said it on things you might have missed. This week, they won me over. I really like this. The fact they then beat the tag champs was cool. I'm digging it. Also, I don't know if you noticed, Nikki Cross was wearing an armband saying Daff, obviously a tribute to Daphne, who passed away last week. Horrible news. And great to see that WWE allowed Nikki to do that. That's cool. WWE are definitely still teasing the breakup of Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. I really just want to see them break up at this point. It's been far too long. Obviously, Jax had a match with Charlotte Flair this week. Not as half as brutal as last time. But of course, even the referee was scared, had to hide his face out of fear of what was about to happen. Obviously, Charlotte Flair did retain the Raw Women's Championship, which is then what led to Alexa Bliss coming down. And I had to mention it twice, man, because I was so worried that they might have forgot Alexa and just said, no, we're not doing that at the moment. But fair play, they still did it. Karrion Kross was on Moist TV. Now, him being on a talk show, no issue with that at all. He had tonight, in this promo, the best presentation he's had on the main roster. The calm, angry, patient, murderous tone of his promo was amazing. Wearing just a black suit, he looks like a hitman. He looks like he's going to take you out. And then WWE have to have him enter the ring looking like... I don't know, man. Do you know what? The mask really, for me, at the moment, isn't the problem. It's those damn suspenders. It really is. I just don't get it. But, of course, we then saw John Morrison grab the dripstick, cover the cameraman, and then he put water in the face of Cross, and that was the biggest mistake. Karrion Kross snapped. In fairness, this is the murderous Karrion Kross we all want to see. So they're getting it right. Just the presentation does 100% need a few tweaks for sure. The awesome people at BT Sport put this together. It's the most followed active WWE superstars on Instagram. Wow, I was shocked by this. Randy Orton #1, Alexa Bliss #2, Sasha #3. Obviously, Eve Marie's up there in #6. You wonder why some of these people may not be released from the company, and you look at that list, and that's why.
Over the last year, we're getting another round here. Oh!
Extreme Rules will see Damian Priest defend the US title against Sheamus in obviously another rematch. But the thing is, I really don't mind this. In fact, I kind of like it because they didn't just announce a rematch. Sheamus earned a rematch. It was a match to crown a #1 contender between Drew and Sheamus. So the best thing you can do is have someone crowned a contender, even though he literally did flash the Raw audience tonight. Lucha House Party had a new theme song on Raw. This was not a picture from Raw. They just moved too quick for me to get a good picture. But nonetheless, they had a new theme song. Maybe there's some plans in place for the Lucha House Party now. Obviously, RK Bro have been a huge focal point for Raw. One of probably the most over tag teams WWE has produced in years. But genuinely, it's exciting to see tag team wrestling being taken seriously again. Using Orton still in that main event scene is a good thing for WWE. Having Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte Flair I think is a good thing. I think Alexa Bliss has proven she's got a huge fan base, so this will work. I really think it will. Hopefully they give her the Raw Women's Championship, and that could be the start of something, a whole new division on Raw, especially after the draft that's coming up soon. But overall, I think this Raw just delivered on everything. We had so many setups, so many great moments on the show that it's hard to argue that Raw was a bad show. It's not. Raw this week was really good. I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed the show. So I'm going to go easy 9 out of 10. Very high rating this week for Raw from me. I'd love to know what you think, so let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Like the video, share the video, and if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. I'll see you as always next time.